Okay, we're gonna come for topic number two. My name is James Williams Jr. Um, so last night I started making a two-part video about black people who support Trump and how racist I think they are. Which in effect I did some thinking about it, so I deleted it, and it kind of would make me kind of racist to have made that video. But when I was making the video, I was thinking more about the kid that has lost all of his friends because his parents, being black, have dragged him to these Donald Trump rallies and made him put on a Boy Scout uniform. And even though he doesn't really have the right to vote or anything, he doesn't also have a right to go against his parents. And his parents are black, and that for some reason they support the red-headed asshat in charge. All right. I have said things that people have still not caught up with me yet on about our president being a racist. I have shown videos about our presidents being a racist, which I pulled from YouTube from 1993 when I was still in high school and when the Central Park Five and all the other shit that was going down with Native Americans and how Donald Trump said they don't like Native Americans to him and he was mad that they could have casinos and he couldn't. But as time has gone on, nothing has changed. If anything, he has brought racism to the full-blown forefront of the American public. So this video is about the racism in America. It is a substitute for the two-part video that I was going to make about black people who support Donald Trump, in my opinion. Way back in the day when I was in my teens and preteens, they called black people like that Uncle Toms. Or they called them, I forgot what they called them. It was something really racist, though, because I've been called that quite a few times because they're the black people who don't think they're black, but think they're white. Okay, so don't ask me what that was because I don't remember it. But I've been called that before, and then I had to point to people out that I actually have a legitimate excuse for that. My grandfather's father was a white man. My grandfather was mixed. His mom was black, his dad was white. And back in the days in Virginia when that was happening, that shit was illegal, so they really couldn't claim my grandfather. And then my mother's mother is black and Native American, or all Native American. We still haven't worked out the minutiae of that, being that she was adopted, so it's kind of hard to say. Now, my father's side, my father's father's black. My father's mother's Native American. So I got a fuck ton of black and Native American in me. And I have some white, and I don't have the right to be a racist. Although some of the things that come out of my mouth will classify as racist statements, that does not make me a racist. I do not hate people due to the color of their skin. I know for a fact that that doesn't get you anywhere, and it is also the one thing in the universe that you can't change. There used to be two things that you couldn't change, but science and the times have pretty much shot past me because now apparently you can change your gender, but you can't change your race. I'm sorry, I don't give a damn what the hell you do. I don't care how much skin bleaching you do, how many hyperbolic chambers you get in. If your ass is born, whatever you are, that's what you are. The only thing you can change about your body is what's down here and what's up here. Outside of that, you're going to be stuck white, black, or Asian. It doesn't really matter. That's what you're going to be stuck as. And the reason why I didn't add the other ethnicities in there because there are three humanoid bodies according to science, which is mongrel, Negro, and Caucasian. Now, they have it listed totally different in science, but there's only three of us. All right. So if you are of Latin descent and you are not from Spain, but you are like from South America or Mexico, we've gone through this before. Your asses are Asian. If you have any Native American tribe on the planet Earth that literally come from Native American tribes, and there's thousands of us, you are Asian. Therefore, enough said. So, in the videos, I pointed out some things, and again, because I didn't want to throw the kid under the bus, I didn't want to tell the kid how I personally felt about his parents being on the side of someone who is a bigot and a racist and doesn't give a damn. And then, way back when this all started, everybody was like, that's not the Donald Trump I know. That's not the Donald Trump I know. And then they leave the White House and they start pitching all the shit and all the dirt. And y'all know who I'm talking about. Omarosa and other black people who worked at the White House. And then you got other people having fights within their families about Donald Trump. And Kellyanne's not defending her husband, and he's part Filipino, or he is Filipino, and it's just all out a racist clusterfuck in America. And that's the whole thing. America has become one mixed ass pot of racism that everybody has been smoking or inhaling on some level or another. I try not to make as many racist statements as I can on the red-headed asshat in charge, but the problem is, every time you try to give him a break, he takes a curve and goes left or right and not in the direction that he should go. He also has no censor, and he just doesn't really give a damn. No, I mean, the shit with the Central Park Five, I was really young when that happened. The shit with the Native Americans, I was really young when that happened. But the shit with the current Native American crisis at the Lakota Sioux pipeline thing, I was right here when that happened. When he rescinded Obama's protection order to protect the Native Americans and their precious land, and the very first day in office, after telling the Native Americans for months before he got into the presidency that he had no ties with that area, that he had nothing to do with the construction of whatever's happening in that pipeline, and the first damn thing he does when he gets in office, he signs that "Fuck You Native American" act that clears the pipeline to go through. That's right, I said it. Fuck you Native Americans. Pipeline's going through. Now, throughout time and history and culture in America, America has been built on straight racism. We don't really like to acknowledge it, and until we do, this is always going to be a problem. It's always going to be a problem for blacks with reparations. It's always going to be a problem with Japanese for reparations. It's always going to be a problem for Asians in general for everything that has been taken from them. And when I specifically say Asian, I'm specifically talking about Native American tribes that were here 20,000 years before white men ever discovered this place. Now, hopefully I got all that out of my system, and it did sound incredibly racist, so if it was racist and it has offended you, I am sorry. Pick up a book and read about this shit. You can't Google everything, alright? But let's move on, because today there was a clusterfuck. So apparently, Al Sharpton, who I don't really like or hate, I just don't really want anything. Him and Jesse Jackson have always been those enigmas in the black community where you're not sure if you want to follow them, or you're pretty sure that if you do follow them, some shit's about to go down for real. Now, I don't like Donald Trump any more than I like Al Sharpton. But when he sit there and he called Al Sharpton a con man, this is the pot calling the kettle black. Alright? Hopefully I said that phrase right. You know, because I'm sitting there, let me give you a better phrase. This is a guy who lives in a glass house and he's throwing boulders. He's not throwing stones, he's throwing boulders. Both of these men are straight up con men. Donald just got a little bit more bank than Al. Now, though I will give Al Sharpton his dues, you know, I will give the devil his dues when he stands up for black rights. He really stands up for black rights. I gotta give Donald Trump his dues too, because when he makes a racist statement, he goes all the fuck out, balls to the wall, does not give a damn who he offends. When he said things about the Gold Star family whose son passed, or better yet, when he said shit about John McCain, who served and was captured and was tortured and all this shit, and then he goes, well, I don't like John McCain, he was captured. I don't like our soldiers who get captured. I like our soldiers who don't get captured. And then I'm thinking to myself, because, you know, I went to Fort Benning, Georgia. I had a fairly decent stay. I didn't get to do what I wanted to do, but this here, I earned these bitches. You know, I got the right to wear that uniform wherever the fuck I want. I'm not going to cut my hair again, but I got the right to wear my ACUs, my SB2s, my Mick, my Flick, my rucksack. I earned that right. And before I ever put a fucking soldier down without tangible proof, like what's going on with the Marine Corps right now out west, you know, I'm like all bizarred out on that, because that's not like Marine code, man. So these must be really young whippersnappers that don't understand that you're the few, the proud, the Marines. You don't fuck up shit like that, and you damn sure don't smuggle people into the country. Maybe there was like more to it, but they just haven't dug that out. But when he talked about McCain, a war hero, a veteran, when he himself has never served, wanted to serve, attempted to serve, you fucking up. You know, That's not some shit you say about a vet. A vet, the men, the women, my brothers, my sisters, who take up arms and stand proud for our glory and die. While all of us, we sleep very well at night. Because there are soldiers over there in different ports of call, answering the call to when somebody wants to threaten this great and wonderful nation in which we live. You need to support your fucking soldiers. I don't give a damn if you the head of the state or if you're the bum that can't get a job. You support your soldiers because they're supporting you by giving up their lives to make sure that we rest well at night. And no, don't worry, I'm getting back on track right now. I just had to get that out because as a vet, if a vet doesn't support vets, how can we call ourselves vets? How can we call ourselves brothers at arms if I don't at least attempt to help the vets out? When I was enlisted, they told us, as a vet, you should always help other vets. That's our creed, man. We brothers and sisters for life. It's just that simple. When you sign that damn dotted line and you take that oath of service to swear and protect against foreign and domestic terrorists, we're in that together. Forever and ever. That's it. Catch a bullet if we have to. You take one for me, I damn sure better take one for you. No. But these two men is like yin and yang. And both of them got some splaining to do. I always done some tricky, dicky shit from the 90s to the current day. And every now and again, he'll come down on people like TD Jakes or some other shit. And Al has been known to have some charlatan capabilities. And like I said in the first part of this video, Al Sharpton and Jesse James, they are like some serious fucking enigmas when it comes to black rights and anything that it does with the black community. Right? And as a person of color who's multicultural, you can judge me if you want, but I'm telling you the goddamn truth. If you go back and find some of their stuff, you'll be questioning yourself or you'll be scratching your head. I've always been scratching my head with Jesse Jackson. I like Al Sharpton just a little bit more than I like Jesse Jackson. Alright? I like Colin Powell a little bit more than I like both of them. But the point is, a lot of people gave Colin Powell a lot of problems because he's light-skinned. And, us off light-skinned brothers, we got a little bit more white in us than dark-skinned brothers. And we've gotten that flack. Because if you haven't seen my video on the color wheel, you should probably go check that shit out. Now, as far as the red-headed asshat in charge, this dude, man, is why I was making the video in the first place. There are people of color who are supporting this racist asshat. To y'all who are of color supporting this racist asshat, somewhere along the line, y'all didn't take Black History class, because last time I checked, the words coon or nigger was directed at us. Now, granted, he ain't never called us no coons or no niggers, at least not in public. There have been reports on that by other people who worked in the White House that said that they've heard him use those words. And then let's flip the script to some of the white people that he's fucked over. The first person that comes to mind is Billy Bush. Why did Billy Bush lose his job? For doing his damn job. No one's offering Billy Bush shit. I'm with you, Billy, all goddamn day. Because to get fired for doing your job is like the worst thing that can actually really possibly happen to you. No matter what your job is, if you get fired for doing your job, that's just real lazy writing on the past of your handlers in how you do your job. So let me skip off that for a second. I used to make independent films, all right? And the first thing I would do is get everybody's opinion on how we're going to shoot a scene. Because what I see here, they might not feel that shit. And I want them to be as much a part of this because they're the parts that's going to be the working parts of the film that makes the film work. Back to where I was at Billy Bush. If you don't have a decree on what I can and can't say, and I'm working for a news company, because I don't know which company he was working with at the time, but if I'm working for that company and they don't tell me what I can and can't say, if I got on a hot mic, somebody else is supposed to fix that in the editing room. My job was to get the story, And that's pretty much how that worked. And Billy Bush got fucked. Now, he literally got fucked over and lost his job for doing his damn job. And yet, we got black people that want to follow this guy. So what happens when you lose your job for doing your job? What about all the farmers that voted for this guy, and then China and them and the tariff war, and now poor farmers are losing money because of the tariffs on China? But I'm sure these farmers voted for this red-headed asshat that's in charge. And now, to end it with what I started with, I made a video, it's supposed to be 2 parts, about black people who support Trump. The reason why I deleted it was because I didn't want to come off as racist as fuck towards black people who support Trump. Now, the reason why I deleted it also was because I've been on the side of racism and been called every racist name in the book, and I didn't want to follow that path, which is why I deleted that video and didn't make a second part. And to the young man's parents who support Trump, and you are black, I don't really hold ill will towards you. I hold ill will towards your decision to drag that young man and his sister out to these rallies. Pay a babysitter, man. The boy had already said to the person who gave him the interview that he's lost all of his friends because most of his friends are black, and the ones that aren't black who are white, their parents don't support Trump. And because you dragged him to these rallies and put him in the obviously I'm standing right here suit, while his dad and you, the mother, who should take some responsibility because moms are smarter than fathers in most cases, except for in your case, y'all got the dad wearing a MAGA hat. The article, I posted it up on Facebook before I made the other video. And I sit there and I feel so bad for this kid, and his name is JJ in the thing. I don't know what his real name is, and if I did know it, I wouldn't reveal it because he's going through enough as it is. I would never, ever drag a child into an adult situation, and neither should you. If you love your child, don't drag them to the bloody Trump rally. Give them a babysitter. Take them somewhere safe, but don't make them wear Boy Scout uniforms and Sailor Moon outfits to a damn Trump rally when they don't want to be there. And listen to your child. If your child is telling you, Mom, I'm being bullied at school because you support Trump, is it not in your best interest to give a damn about your child being bullied or your child losing friends because you support Trump? There's nothing wrong with you supporting Trump to some people, but to your child and his friends and the people who are bullying your child, do you not take that shit into consideration? Because I can tell you right now, I don't have children, but I've been a victim of bullying, and I know for a fact that it doesn't take much for a bully to get a tiny bit of information and to use that on your child until the day your child decides he's reached fuck it. Then when your child punches that kid in the mouth because you're dragging him out to Donald Trump rallies, and your child's gotten suspended because he defended himself because he's being bullied because of your political values of taking your kid out to a Donald Trump rally when he doesn't want to be there. He's lost everything because of Trump, and you as a parent should have some damn decency and some love and respect for your child to say, okay, here's what's going to happen. We're going to let you stay at grandma's, or we truck off down to Florida to try to be this man's Uncle Tom in his pocket so that he can get in 2020. Now, your kid's suffering. He's got people throwing spitballs at him and whatever the hell else the article said, and how all of his friends are no longer his friends. You don't need a lot in this world to make it. You don't necessarily need family, but you will need at least one friend. And I got that quote directly from Steve Harvey because he said it himself. You might not always get along with family. You might not always get along with some people. But above all else, you need at least one true, ride or die, blue, I get stabbed, you get stabbed friend. On that, I'm going to end this. Thank you guys very much. I got an exam to do tomorrow, so I'm only going to make one more video after this. Be seeing you.